Alrighty guys, today we're gonna be going over exactly why buying directly from brands and building real relationships with brands is the only way to successfully source products as an Amazon seller in 2026. In 2026, we are in a massive trust recession. What that is when the consumer doesn't trust businesses to provide good services or fulfill on what they're looking for, and other businesses don't trust other businesses to do good business together. So let's start with Amazon and kind of break down what that timeline looks like, which then leads into how brand direct has become the only way to successfully source products for Amazon in 2026. So in 2019, Amazon was a completely free marketplace. So back in 2019, I don't know how many people were selling back then, but you could dropship on Amazon, you could buy from closeouts, liquidators, you can do online arbitrage. There was no rules. You could do basically whatever you wanted to do. And the reason why is because back then Amazon was still growing and Amazon wasn't super concerned about liability, right? And a lot of people abuse the platform. So Amazon slowly got more and more strict. And by 2022, Amazon started to crack down heavily on compliance. So what that means is back in the day, there was rules and regulations, but they didn't really care if they were abided by. And in 2022 is when Amazon really started to crack down on compliance and make sure that sellers were abiding by their rules and regulations because they had already grown to a certain extent that they were comfortable with. Now they were concerned about mitigating risk. And in 2019 and 2016 and 2010, there was no rules. So there was a lot of problems on the platform for them when it comes to stolen goods being sold on their platform, damaged goods being sold on their platform, counterfeit goods, people buying from, places and then shipping it directly to the consumer that didn't look good on them. For example, like online arbitrage and drop shipping back in 2019 was massive. People were buying from Walmart. It would go straight from Walmart. Walmart would then ship it to the final consumer's doorstep to an Amazon seller in a Walmart package. This happened for like 5 years. And Amazon was fine with it because hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue was generated on their platform from people drop shipping. So they allowed it for many years. In 2020, drop shipping kind of started to dry up and Amazon started shutting down accounts that were drop shipping. And by 2022, Amazon had completely cracked down on compliance. They no longer allowed for online arbitrage. A lot of online arbitrage sellers started to get kicked off and their accounts started to get shut down. Drop shipping is completely dead. Buying from random liquidators and closeouts is completely dead. And now in 2026, Amazon really only allows for brand direct sourcing or buying from other like authorized distributors such as like KeHE, right? That's a very well-known authorized distributor. Amazon does trust that, but there's tons of competition when it comes to KeHE. So this has been the evolution of Amazon, right? So now let's kind of go over into what brands evolution look like. So brands on Amazon back in 2019 would allow anybody to sell their products, anybody to be on their listings, and we had what's called free listings. They really did not care. So the reason why brands didn't care for Amazon is because back then, brands were also trying to grow their Amazon presence. And in 2019, any seller could sell their products and they didn't care if shipping was late or if the products were damaged, right? And slowly, just like Amazon did, they started to become more and more concerned about the final consumer. So in 2022, we really noticed that brands started to crack down on their listings and make sure that sellers were actually buying directly from an authorized source. So they cracked down on listings. So what that means, guys, is in 2022, we noticed that a lot of brands were kicking all these unauthorized sellers off their listings. There were stories of people having hundreds of thousands of dollars of products being stuck in a warehouse because they started to get kicked off listings. Everybody knows it, like Nike. Everybody used to sell Nike shoes. Now nobody sells Nike shoes because Nike is extremely strict with their listings these days. Converse, Tide, Colgate, all these big brands used to be free reign. I used to dropship way back in the day. We used to dropship all 4 of those brands. And we noticed accounts started to get shut down and then we started to evolutionize our business, which we're gonna go over in just a minute. So in 2026, brands now only allow authorized sellers. So if you're on a brand's listing and you are an unauthorized seller, you are going to get kicked off that listing very, very quickly. I can almost guarantee it, especially for these brands that really monitor listings. For a lot of the brands that we work with, we'll monitor the listing, and actually if we see an unauthorized seller or a new seller, we'll let the brand know, hey, there's this new seller on your listing, just want to make sure that they are authorized. And if they're not, instant IP complaints, instantly kicked off listings. And if you're buying 600 units from a brand and then you instantly get kicked off the listing with an IP complaint, which a lot of sellers have that issue, then you're gonna end up getting stuck with that inventory, and that's tens of thousands of dollars potentially that can get stuck with you. And buying directly from brands and actually having this authorization is how you mitigate that risk and how you start running your business the way Amazon wants you to and the way that brands want you to. Brands want authorized sellers. The only way to be truly authorized is to buy directly from them or an authorized distributor, which only a brand can really tell you who their authorized distributors are. So you have to go to the brand first, and then they tell you who that authorized distributor is that they work with, then you can buy from them. And that's what makes sense if you're buying from distributors. For Amazon, they require sellers to have brand authorization. And if they don't, you'll get kicked off the platform. They can kick you off if you get so many IP complaints. And if you're not authorized, the brand will just kick you off regardless, then you get stuck with that inventory like I was saying. So this has been the evolution of Amazon and brands, and it all comes down to trust. Amazon does not trust sellers to handle fulfillment, so they make sure that they're buying directly from the brand, so there's no counterfeit goods, stolen goods, damaged goods, and it mitigates their risk if sellers buy directly from brands. Brand doesn't want unauthorized sellers, so they monitor their listings and kick off unauthorized sellers. So this is why authorized selling is so important. So back in the day, let's tie this all back into our company. So in 2019, we were doing online arbitrage. We used to drop ship. We would buy from liquidators, closeouts. It was so easy to make money back then. And it still is now if you have the right system in place. But then in 2022, we started evolutionizing our business. We started buying from wholesalers and distributors in 2022. And by 2023, we were 100% focused on buying directly from brands because it was the only thing that was working. We saw sellers getting kicked off listings, accounts getting shut down, margins getting slimmer, and the only solution to those problems was actually buying from the brand itself. So let's talk about trust in business in our company. So we've always sold on Amazon, but we've also provided services for Amazon sellers. In 2019 is when we started VV Sourcing and Viral Vamp, which is our companies. So back then we had no reviews, literally no reviews, no reputation. And we were a completely just brand new company. Nobody knew who we were. And closing deals and building relationships and getting new clients to help them start their business was actually easier in 2019 than it is today. We noticed it getting more difficult in 2022 where, consumers started to really not trust businesses because of so much bad business going on in 2022 on the online space. And this is when the trust recession really started for just online business in general, was in 2022. And that's when we really started to focus on our reviews, making sure that our online presence was growing. We became a verified service provider for Amazon. We're actually on Amazon.com as a vetted service provider for Amazon. We got that in 2024. It was a massive accomplishment for our company. It was extremely difficult. It was a year-long process to become a verified service provider for Amazon. And we only did it because nobody trusted anybody anymore. So this was the evolution of our company. So now today, we're a verified service provider, network A+ on BBB, 5 stars, Trustpilot. We've got everything, right? We have got a great online presence. We're a verified service provider, and it's still super difficult to build people's trust and earn people's trust, which is why we make these YouTube videos to show you guys exactly how we started our company and how brand direct sourcing works and why this stuff is taking place and why brand direct is the best way to source products is because of the fact that Amazon doesn't trust sellers, brands don't trust sellers. So the only way that you can truly be successful as an Amazon seller in 2026 is to be building real brand relationships and having that authorization to sell products. So this is kind of the video today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed and kind of learning why this trust recession is here and why brand direct kind of correlates into it and what makes us reputable as well. If you guys would like to learn more, we have a school community. I'll attach the link below. You guys can join that school community for completely free. If you guys want to have a call with us, I'll attach the link below to our website where you can book a call as well to see if we can help you start landing brands today.